More than 20 years later, my memories of 9/11 seemed like one condensed and collapsed memory. It seems impossible to determine how much of Freud's concept of transcription, which is the way the past is reinscribed in the present and the present rewrites the past, influenced my traumatic memories of 9/11. How many of my memories are interwoven and influenced by my patients' narratives, as well as the news and TV reports? Despite having shared my experiences, both in psychoanalysis and through conversations with family and friends, I have worked to unravel my condensed memory. But by further working to remember through writing, the creative process allows me to gain distance and perspective, which encourages my healing process. Here are my memories. As I walked to work to see my first patient on that shimmering, beautiful cerulean sky day, the North World Trade Tower had already been hit by a plane and was ablaze. There were news reports and rumors that a small plane may have accidentally flown into the tower. Upon seeing my 9 a.m. patient, who suffered from chronic anxiety, he accurately predicted that the airplane hitting the tower was not an accident, but a terrorist attack. Many of my following patients would cancel that day, in part because they were unable to take public transportation, as it eventually was shut down. While waiting for my next patients, who never materialized, I became transfixed and witnessed from the street in front of my Greenwich Village office the surreal events of the South Tower being hit by another airliner. Sharing the shock of my fellow momentarily frozen New Yorkers who had gathered on University Place, I heard a collective wail of disbelief rise when the South Tower collapsed downward and pancaked floor by floor into an apocalyptic plume of dust and smoke, then disappeared from view. Witnessing hundreds of zombie-like workers enveloped in ash with a look of horror in their eyes, refugees to nowhere but fleeing to any place but ground zero, left me feeling helpless with a calling to help. People were desperately trying to reach loved ones on cell phones, but there was no reception. As my family knew my training loop for the upcoming New York City Marathon included passing the towers, I would later learn that they kept trying to call but never got through. My mother fantasized that I was already dead and buried under the rubble. Parked car doors were flown open with radios blaring to hear any news of the assault. Hysteria predominated. At some point, a person listening to his car radio informed me that the Pentagon building was also hit by another commercial airliner and that our country was under attack.